that we will do so that we will not be found wanting. For our interaction with others, the decisions we will make, take charge so that we will do these things in a way and manner that will be benefiting to humanity and give you glory as our God. So because we do not work alone, we are working with other workers in the establishment, it is necessary that we also contribute them to God through prayers. We have to also pray for the clients. Government establishment was established to take care of some certain persons. For myself, who is working in the hospital, the primary aim of the hospital is to take care of the patients. So as you go pray, telling God to take charge of your actions, you also pray that God should grant speedy recovery to the patients. We have to pray for wisdom. We need wisdom to do our work. When we have God's wisdom to do our work, definitely our work will go well and God will be glorified. The book of James chapter 1 verse 5 admonish us that whoever needs wisdom should ask of it, and the Lord will give such a fellow wisdom. We equally need to pray for the management of the establishment. It is the management of the establishment who make decisions. So we have to pray that the decisions they will make should be such that will be beneficial to all of us who are working in that particular establishment. It is the management of the establishment who sets the programs. So we need to pray, telling God to take charge and make the management to do or implement good programs that will be beneficial to the patient as well as the staff. Since we do not work alone, we are working with people from diverse backgrounds, tribes and religion. We need to pray for God's peace in order that we will interact and do business with these persons in a peaceful manner. Don't forget, the Bible instructed us to live in peace with all men as far as it depends on us. So it is expected that when we go out to our different workplace, we will meet people whom we have never met before. And so we need God's peace to be able to interact and relate with these persons in such a way that even the name of the establishment will be projected. So when we integrate prayer into our work life, it will help us to have a good relationship with God that transforms how we view and approach our work. So before you leave the workplace, it is necessary that you pray to God, thanking God for guiding you through, thanking God for being with you, thanking God for making you succeed for the day, and then pray God should take you to your house in safety.
Maybe so going to utom. Aneka fond then a favor come. I come abasi. Now yakuam. I want to focus then kutomoke nama. I want being a yahuben give for a game. Magasimo for.
We have to be a good role model for people to emulate. Because we are God representative in our different workplace, our actions, our attitude, our characters must reflect us being God's representative in such working environments. So whether we like it or not, when we go out to work in our different establishment, people are watching us. People want to see the way we talk, the way we handle issues, the way we dress. People want to see the way we interact. And should you not behave in a way and manner that projects the image of God, they will point an accusing finger at you. So if you are a Church of Christ member and you are rude to your clients, people, your subordinate in your office will not take you serious. They will point an accusing finger to you and say, look at this Church of Christ man. This man is rude. So if you are rude, you are now portraying a negative lesson to your subordinates. And some of them who are not strong in faith, they may also tend to be rude to the clients. So if you are a boss or subordinate, it is expected that you should also dress properly to work. You must not dress shabbily or put on immodest dressing. You must go to work early. You are a boss, you don't go to work early, and when your subordinate goes to work late, you query the person. So our actions must be such that people will see in us and emulate. People will see in us and say good things about us, thereby glorifying the body of Christ. So if through our actions we do not lead well, we are not modeling Christ well, God will hold us accountable for what we do. So we should be model, we should be civil servants who show example in our words, in our conduct, in our love, our spirit, and our faith. Another point is that we should promote quality workmanship in the workplace. So you need to encourage your staff. You need to encourage the workers to put in their best in whatever they do. Government work must not be treated as a nobody's work. So people should be people should be taught, people should be encouraged, people should be advised to put in their best so that the work will go on smoothly. When you do your work with diligence, when you put in your best in doing your work, you are doing it not only for humanity but to God. Quality workmanship also connotes that things necessary to do the work should be provided. It also means that as a Christian civil servant in that department, you should also from time to time supervise your subordinates to ensure that they comply with the standard of the work needed in that place to be done.
Awon den kada ni ke fodoro ndi ke na Christ ake foda iwo kikpe ke meken ana te fo san se anyoma do mu ke mediket ke na mutom anye san ake kem na ante na ate na.
You equally have to be a mentor.
Ana te fonko ado anye ke no item.
A mentor is a person who train a younger or less experienced person over a period of time.
Ano item ado anyeke akpemeke anyeke akpepe awoke sineke ki daramo kemponte ni ibadi ni kenmeke.
A mentor must be an experienced and a trusted advisor.
Ana anye miedo anyeke man ni Efiok ake sanre kem ayo kem di no itemeke fonno.
So when you share your insights, when you offer guidance and helping people in your establishment to navigate through their career path, you will help them to succeed not only in that establishment but in their future endeavors.
Kedani ake fonno item kedani ake fodata mewu song ya ina mpo usongo ke fonno fo ya nwa ma odi kru nen ido ki ti utomo di pon ado ke mem poken ake mo ni edi nam kini so.
And the one who is to be mentored must be willing to submit, must be willing to agree to learn what he is to be taught.
Then anyeke na atebo ukpe mi ana atebo akembengi dem adibo ukpe ayi ngobo ayi ngonyeme yesekpe benye.
Mentorship will make the standard of work in that organization to continue.
Adino ukpe beke fonno aya nam den ndaga utomo ke na makiti utomodo ado nyeke de peke ngofo.
It is also an avenue to bring up men to continue in certain legacies.
Ado ikpe ndenye ndaga ake bene mewo ena mammo ekot enye ka iso di na menti utomo ke na atena.
It is a platform through which the young employees can learn from the knowledge of the old one and provide also a platform for transgenerational impacts.
Ado ikpele yusong ake memfa weke data kiti utom eke meke di bo ukpe enye ka iso adina makini eke menkana wumi baba mo eke medika iso enye na mutomo ke fonno.
If people are mentored properly, there wouldn't have been any need for people who retired many years and they will still call them back to come and do their work when they are already tired.
Adieke do mewe ma bo ukpe kusongo ke fonno ufoni kpiba andien adise nka nke code mbioke maike na mutom kiswa ke waka enye bondo orudo di mana nke code mo mbo edika iso di na mutom.
So when you mentor, you must ensure that the person who is being mentored knows the work and can do so when you are not around.
Kedang ini eke fo no ukpe kedang ini eke no item ana fo domu keme di kenye eke fo akpepe mi anie ukeme adina mutomo mi kidemi ni eke fo muba.
You can also be righteously engaged in the civil service and with the clients when you dispense justice in fairness.
Afonko ayaka iso adina mutom ake fo no kutomu kara kedang ini eke fo na paniko ngokpe unenikpe.
In other words, you have to advocate for fairness and justice in the service and stand up for what is right and willing to speak against injustice, discrimination and unethical practices.
Ko songa fere na te fodo nyeke songa keda aketke na mapaniko enywe pe unenikpe anwana ndien akpan mewo di film bi ofen di yung nam ko ke mi fono.
When you see where injustice is perpetrated, you need not to share or to encourage such acts.
Keda ni ekiti tieke kpege ukwang ikpe afina ante kene awana keset medo nyeke da iso di nama mi.
You have to ensure that your decisions and actions do not harm others but contribute to a just and equitable environment.
Ana vodomu keme diket kemu ubiere ye di nama ke fonama ido nyeke ebene unomo asong biofen ado do nyeke nama itieke mufebara ba kemem.
You have to encourage your subordinates, people working with you, to dispense justice and to be fair with their fellow colleagues.
Anatefo adem mudong bioke na mutum yefo meki dangfo didom bioke na mapaniko enye fonido ye bukro.
Like we have pointed out before, in the workplace there is bound to be conflict.
Banti maiki bebe misitang kiti utom menu tuangu yo akeme di wawadi dem.
There's bound to be disagreement and arguments.
Mfanga akeme di ba kiti utom.
So as a child of God, as a Christian civil servant, we have to be a peacemaker in your workplace.
Nte ina basi, nte ndike na Christ ake na mutum ana ukara, ana atedo nye ke sinemem ki tutum.
If you observe that there are conflicts, there's misunderstanding in the workplace, you must have the grace to be able to resolve that conflict. You must not take side.
Ade ke fogete ke ntu anu yo, aba ki tutum fo, ana atefo ni kwa mfono do, adido nye ke doko ke sere yon sinemem.
Like we have pointed out, that it is necessary for us to live in peace with all men because it actually depends on us. So when you do so, know that the peace you are about to resolve in that issue, you are not only doing it for the benefit of the organization, you are doing it as a child of God who is God's representative in that establishment to promote the image of God.
Bantemage bebe mi sontang mbo kene kedo kpan nyene di sinemem ki tutum nyen kedai ni eki nie ufang ifet kedai ni eke fo sinemem ki tutum fo afu sinemem uno itutum odikpong ame won nyen ke fodo isungutum obasi ake nam mutum ake basi menam.
So when peace is broken, when people live in peace and enjoy the presence of God and enjoy your kind of person in such a place, there will be happiness, there will be joy. Everybody will be happy to do their work.
Kedai ni eke mewe dongo ke mem mewe ekobinem itu tomodo eye kaiso di namutum ki nemesot.
In conclusion,
Nte
just as our worship and fellowship as a church, we should carry over this relationship at home. Likewise, our worship and fellowship as a church should be transferred to our different workplace.
Bante nyeni niege buana ko forobasi ye keme o fongyen anati domu keme adinyong nokba o keme buana mi ake yoro ke yemem ibene yendeni kisan kemi tiutom yen.
That is correct, because in our different homes we try our best to live in peace. We try our best to put certain things in place so that the home will be happy. Likewise, that same attitude we should take it to our different workplace such that the image of God will be seen there and the work will go on smoothly.
Ado ke paniko sa ke mu fong yen kere kere emido mo fru keme yen adiket ke memeba pantoro nko gbananti domu keme diben mememi nka itutom yen ma to itutom yen keme di ba keme mewe yen eket ido basi ki itutom yen.
So as you do this and many other things which time and space will not allow us to present it today, God will bless you and God will keep you, and you will continue to be a good ambassador of God in Jesus' mighty name.
Amen. Kedai ni eki na mame yungi na mem bofen aki ni mi bigi yak yang ni tontak adi bara ni dagami abase ya kai su diong fien ayon ana fodo ti asangu to momo kenyong Jesus Christ.
Beautiful lesson, and I believe we all paid attention to that lesson. If there is any part of that presentation that is not clear to you, and you may wish to ask question, this is the time. Indicate by raising up your hand, please.
Dia ke ni ambema aba ikpe ukpe mporo ke mu wa hake afoni ambema di ba dapo work ma to ke ma di ba.
All right, take the microphone to the deacon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
But I want to say thank you to the teacher. The lesson is well understood, but there is still part that I want to ask question. I want to ask this question. Sir, as a civil servant, maybe probably a primary school teacher, the section you are have arms, A, B, C, and so forth. You discover that the other person in the other class is doing a business outside, and the children are making noise. So each time you leave them there, someone will tell you, you are a Christian, please pack them, pitch, forget him, let him do, God is doing it. If one day you say you are not longer doing it again, let him come and do his work that he was employed, and he refuse the children to stay there and make their noise and fight. Is it wrong if you take that decision? That's number one. Number two, sir, is it proper for a Christian to work in two places, have appointment here and work in the other place also in appointment, neglecting this side to suffer and taking attention into the other side? That's my question, sir.
If you find your colleague in the workplace neglecting the work for which he was paid for. You have to be a whistleblower. That I mean, should you call the person to address the problem with the person and he refuses to change, there are different routes, different platforms in the civil service for which that person can be called to order. And there are relevant sections of the civil service rules that can be invoked against such a person. You should not be scared, because should you allow that person to continue like that, you are encouraging the person and you are helping the person to neglect the work for which he was paid for. You must follow the right channels. You have a boss, you have a supervisor, or whatever you may call the person. You have to report the situation, the case, to your boss, and then they will call the person to sit up.
The second question.
The second one, whether it is right for civil servants to work in two places. I said yes. Yes, because you did not tell me the two places whether it's going to be government establishments. I know, even though I have not been to abroad, I know people work in 2, 3, 4 places. A civil servant can work in government establishments, and also, if he has the time, work in the private establishments.
Now what that means is that if government work, they close by 4. You make sure, say, you do your work till what time? 4 o'clock. If your body metabolism and system is still dey can that you can only rest 1 hour at home from 4 to 5, and from 5 you go to pursue another business or another job in a private sector, go ahead. But the day you slump down, pray hard, may God revive you. Are we together? So it is possible to walk in 2 places, but take care of yourself so that you can live long. Is that clear? Oh yeah, yes.
Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you all.